from PRX.
Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for the podcaster that's here to take your mind off of stuff and keep you company so you could fall asleep. And that's the guild I'm a member of is the Sleepy Guild, or my specialty. It doesn't get portrayed in role-playing games, except for Kentucky. That's not like a Kentucky Route Zero. KRZ, you could find a little snooze in there. But most video games, believe it or not, are role-playing games, or even like Tales Told, don't have... I mean, they usually have a character... Well, I mean, sometimes there's a character that's not super interesting. Usually they get edited out for good reason. But in this case, I'm the character, and I'm actually here in some sense along those traditions and lines to be a misdirection, to take your mind off whatever's keeping you awake. I'm someone that's outside of yourself. I don't have, I'm not, there's no storylines involving you, other than you getting comfortable and getting the rest you need, because there's no storylines involving you because you're important and your sleep is important. And my job is to just keep you company and take your mind off of that. This show is very different though. So if you're new, just give it a few tries. It does take some getting used to for most people. It's just because I'm supposed to just be a friend talking to you and putting you to sleep. So that's, yeah, I mean, I think that's, what else do you need to know? If you loathe the show, if you can't already loathe me, if you already loathe me, if you can't stand me already, I'd still say give it a few tries, but if you already know, sleepwithmepodcast.com/no thank you has other sleep podcasts on there that you could check out and sleepy stuff. So you could just do that. But I'm glad you're here. What we got is support, so you get to listen for free. Sponsor support enables that. Then a long, meandering intro, separate from the support. That's the part that eases you into bedtime, gets you ready for bed. And then a bedtime story. Tonight will be coverage of the web series The Guild. And, so that's the structure of the show, and that's what we got coming up. I'm glad you're here. And these sponsors are how we're able to do it for you. Hey, everybody, Scoots here, and I'm talking about the show, all the feedback I've been getting lately, and one of the most important things I've been hearing about Sleep With Me, and I've asked listeners, hey, what's most important to you, is consistency. That the show is here, you count on it, it's consistently there, over 600 episodes are ready to go, comes out twice a week. I'm going to be here, and, the episodes are going to be over an hour. And it's a consistent part of your routine. And, from my perspective, I know how much work and how many people have to work on the show to maintain that consistency. But I have to ask you, what's that consistency worth to you? Like having the podcast there, if you listen to it 2 nights a week, or if you listen to it 5 nights a week, because that's when the show is designed, is to be there every school night or every work night consistently for you. But it's just not possible for us to put out 5 episodes a week. It's harder putting out 2 episodes a week. But having the podcast there consistently for you, how much is that worth to you? Like, is it worth $60 to you over a year? Do you listen enough consistently for it to be worth $60 or $120? Is that consistency worth $240 to you a year? You could support the show monthly. But think about it. Like, do you get $240 of consistent value out of this podcast month after month and night after night, having it consistently coming out and being there for you? Or is something else more important to you? Not the consistency. It's having me as host, or having a variety of styles of episodes, or whatever it is. You can let me know. Don't wait is the thing, because consistency relies on me being here, everybody that works on the show being here, and we're a listener-supported show. So if the show is worth $60, $120, or $240 a year, consider supporting the show right now on Sleep With Me Plus. And that's your vote for consistency. So, yeah, I actually listen to 5 episodes a night consistently. So of course it's worth $240. Or you say, well, yeah, I don't have $240, but I could support the show at $7 a month. You can do any of that at Sleep With Me Plus. And here's the other bonus is if you support the show on Sleep With Me Plus, you don't just support the consistency for you, because I've been hearing from a lot of people who can't support the show. You support the consistency for thousands of other people night after night around the world who consistently rely on the show. But we can only do it with your support. So if you consistently get value out of the podcast, consider giving it back too and support the show at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. Oh, Mystery Bard, a lot of people help out on this show. Who are they?
Chris Posty Poster Son sounds like an earful. Wrote the theme song. Edits episodes too. Carl W. the Legend. Also edits episodes. Ashley, Kenny, Scotty, Jennifer. Runner. Eric and the team at Astound are on the website. I am the Mystery Bard. I do the lullabies, yeah. I do commissions at jonathanmann.net. I'll write a song for you. Any reason at all. You can tell me the story and I'll make it personal. You see the kindness shine straight on through when the listeners form their own Facebook group. Keith, Stacy, Sarah, Julie, and Jennifer. These are your moderators. Get support dear Scooter on Patreon. Buy the merch and support the sponsors. You can find anything you want at sleepwithmepodcast.com. And we're so proud that we could dance. Rusty Biscuit, Lois, Hannah like banana. Leah does the transcripts.
Thanks, Mystery Bard. Don't forget, one of the most popular ways to listen to Sleep With Me is with sleep phones, and you can get Sleep With Me branded sleep phones at sleepwithmepodcast.com/sleep-phones, and you can use a promo code Sleep With Me to get $5 off your order. Thanks, everybody. And what do you say we get on with the show? Hey, are you up all night tossing, turning, mind racing, trouble getting to sleep, trouble staying asleep? Well, welcome. This is Sleep With Me, the podcast that puts you to sleep. We do it with a bedtime story. All you need to do is get in bed, turn out the lights, and press play. I'm going to do the rest. What I'm going to attempt to do is create a safe place where you could set aside whatever's keeping you awake. It could be thoughts you're thinking about, thoughts on your mind about the past, present, future. So thinking thoughts. It could be feelings, anything coming up for you emotionally related to those thoughts, or feelings that are just there, or feelings that are baffling. Emotions, physical sensations. It could be changes in time, temperature, routine, work schedule. You could have something coming up. You could be going somewhere. You could be going through something. Whatever it is, I'm here to keep you company and take your mind off of it so you could fall asleep. And the only reason I go through that stuff and list it is so you know you're not alone. I think it's important to point out the fact that I can probably relate to how it feels for a lot of people in the deep, dark night. Maybe not you. I just know how, I know how it feels for me, and I know I've heard from a lot of listeners that kind of have similar feelings. And those feelings are not terrific, I would say. If I could review those feelings, I'd say some of those feelings I prefer to deal with other times of the day. If that's say maybe there's a better time for us to discuss this. Oh, no. Is there a better time for this emotion to be coming up? No. Oh, no. Right now's the only time. I say, well, because I'm trying to get some sleep here. Can we just do it later? Oh, no. What, you later, like 2 a.m. later? Sure. Yeah. You want? Well, let's just talk until 2 a.m. And then can we feel the? No. So the reason I go through that, even if I can't relate to what you're going through, because I've heard from a lot of listeners who've dealt with stuff that I haven't dealt with. And sometimes those feelings are similar, sometimes they're different. But here's the thing I can tell you. There's enough people listening right now across the world that there's someone listening who can relate to how you feel pretty closely. And they're sitting in their bed right now, and they're holding a space for you, like, because they're glad you're here. They say, man, I know what that's like, so I really hope this podcast can help you. And I point that out because I don't know if it's been your experience, but during the day, it's kind of the opposite of that. Like, and I guess like, yeah, because not everybody in our life has internal or external resources to be able to be there for us when we say they might not understand them, but be like, well, yeah, why don't you, have you tried not thinking about that stuff? And say, yeah, that was the first thing I did. But when I try to not think about that stuff, that's all I can think about. Well, can you think about something nice then? Yeah, but then it's like something nice on a cloudy day, and then it gets rainy. If you get my drift, no, I don't get your drift at all. Are you trying to sleep in a bed with your eyes closed? Have you tried pillows before? And you say, okay, never mind. Forget I brought it up. You say you're feeling malaise at bedtime? I don't know about it. And I say, okay, great. Never mind. Malaise was only like, sounds like you got a frowny face. And I say, okay, never mind. Definitely never mind. So not a lot of people out there in the world get what it's like at bedtime. And so that's one of the things that I want you to, there's someone that gets it, how you feel clearly, and they feel it, and they're glad you're here. And what they hope for you is the same thing I hope for you, that this podcast can help you get the rest you need and deserve and help you find a relationship at bedtime, whether it's with this podcast or without it, where you could look forward to bedtime or at least feel neutral about it instead of dreading it, instead of putting it off, or, you know what I mean? I mean, I've talked about it in the show. When it was the worst for me, it was related to the school week. And then, so on Saturday afternoons, that's when I'd start feeling sick about trying to go to sleep on Sunday night. And it would carry that way all through the week. So that's what I mean. Like, you deserve a bedtime that's not like that, where you can be getting the rest you need so your life is better, more manageable. You could be out there flourishing. So that's one thing. What we're going to do here is I'm going to send my voice across the deep, dark night. I'm going to use lulling, soothing, creaky, dulcet tones, pointless meanders, and superfluous tangents, which means I'm going to go off topic. I'm going to get mixed up. I talk in these creaky, dulcet tones, not traditionally soothing, but, somewhat soothing tones, like a friend. And, what else do you need to know? Okay, so a couple of things. This is a podcast you can kind of just barely listen to. And what do I mean by that? It's kind of like elevated background noise. You could listen to this podcast, but you could also just barely pay attention to it. Kind of, I mean, we've all been in this situation before where you just aren't able to listen to somebody, but they want to be listened to, and you're like, and you're not really, like this podcast, that's okay. You you don't even have to make those noises, but you say, and they say, are you following me? Oh yeah, holy moly, really? Okay. Yeah, man. Like, I mean, it even happens to me when I'm trying to listen, but every once in a while you're in the middle of a conversation and someone's signal or their headphones, there's some sort of interference, right? And they're in the middle of a story, and I don't know about you, but sometimes I'll say, hey, can you repeat that? But if it happens more than once, I just kind of fake it sometimes, I'll be honest. And I'll say, oof, you're kidding me. Sushi? And they say, what? What do you mean sushi? And I say, oh, sorry, no, it's just reading a sign that went by. I wasn't talking about what you were telling me, that important stuff you were telling me. I say sushi. Like, it was just, I just can't, I'm sorry. Couldn't, I mean, you know what I mean, I wouldn't even do that. I'd just say, yeah, oh yeah, sushi, man. That's what I'm, sorry, you know what I mean. This podcast, you could, and people do, they say, go ahead, Scoots, oh yeah, sushi, yeah, So this podcast you don't need to listen to, you could listen to it. It's also, a podcast that's not here to put you to sleep. I'm here to keep you company while you fall asleep. There is no pressure to fall asleep with this show. There's a reason the episodes are over an hour. It's so you don't feel any pressure to fall asleep. I'm here to be your bore friend, your bore bae, your bore sib, your bore cuz, your bore bestie, your neighbor, your bore burr, your bore bee, your bores, your bore bestie, your bore bruh, your bore cuz, your bore sib, whatever it is. I'm here to be your friend in the deep dark night and keep you company so that you could fall asleep. Kind of like I'm on your BOD, bore on demand. Your bode. Isn't that bod? No. When it's boring, it's bode. I'm your bode. I'm your bow. But not like Bridges. More like, Bo Bridges. Remember, there was about 500 episodes ago. So you know who Kevin Bacon is, right? Or you've heard of Kevin Bacon, right? Well, Kevin Bacon is or was in a band with, I'm only assuming because of the title, with his brothers. It's called the Bacon Brothers Band. And then I was always wondering if they ever had Bo Bridges in the Bacon Brothers Band. Bo Bridges in the Bacon Brothers Band. Maybe that's what I said last time. That's a lineup card, right? Bo Bridges featuring, that doesn't work though, because featuring just Bo Bridges in the Bacon Brothers Band. Maybe would that be a postmodern? Here's the thing. Is there such a thing as postmodern tongue twisters, or could I invent that? That's question one. I don't know what that would even mean though, but you'd say, if you said yes, that there could be postmodern tongue twisters. One, please let me know what postmodern means, because I don't understand. But two, could we say that Bo Bridges and the Bacon Brothers Band, if I put in other tongue twister stuff, banjos, bonbons and, I don't know, trying to think of other sleepy stuff that starts with a B, that would be Bo Brothers and the Bacon Brother Band, bake bonbons, barely baked bonbons, belligerent bonbon, Bo Brothers and the Bo Bridges and the Bacon Brothers Band, bake belligerent bonbons. But now we need something like with a L-Y word, barely baked belligerent bonbons. There we go. Barking backwards. Something, what would they bark backwards? Bo Brothers and the Bo Bridges and the Bacon Brothers Band. Bark backwards, belligerently bark backwards between baking bonbons below. Is there a store that starts with a B? Are you actually introducing a sleep podcast? I was. Below, there's got to be Bass Pro Shops doesn't work, but there's got to be a B. Isn't there? No. How come I can't think of any stores that start with the B? Below Beverly's, below Bloomingdale's. No, that doesn't. I don't know why that doesn't work, but it doesn't. Anyway, we're partially there. Could that be considered the first postmodern tongue twister? No. Bo Bridges and the Bacon Brothers Band belligerently bark backwards between baking bonbons below Bloomingdale's. Actually, Bloomingdale's does work because it's got that L. It makes it hard to say. Yeah. By the way, but I don't know. I think you could use a couple more words. And then they said, actually, technically, it's only a tongue twister that has 6 or less words. Really? Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know you were that I had a twing twister, a tongue twister referee in my brain. There's another word that's a B word. Bo Bridges and the Bacon Brothers Band belligerently bark backwards between baking bonbons below Bloomingdale's. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I can't think of a way to put brain in there. What's another word for watch? Because you could put Binky in the brain, but we'd need a B word. I don't know. So anyway, this is what was I saying? I'm here to keep you company and take your mind off of stuff and not put you to sleep. I'm just here to be your friend in the deep, dark night, like a friend you would call. But I'm a friend that does take some getting used to. I said it earlier. This show just takes some getting used to. It's very different. I mean, even now, you say, how many podcasts talk about that Bo Bridges and the Bacon Brother Band should be not just together, but have their own official postmodern tongue twister? Or technically, just a tongue twister. It's postmodern. That's fine, too. I mean, like, if that's the official tongue twister of the Bo Bridges and the Bacon Brothers Band. But it may be, I don't know. It could be. Couldn't be. Bands don't have their own official tongue twisters. Why not? There's plenty of good reasons. Oh, my brain just said that. There's plenty of good reasons. So just move out. Okay, so... Oh, this show does take some getting used to. It's just very different. If you came here, one, you're probably tired. You're skeptical. You're fed up. Maybe you tried a bunch of other stuff. And now you get here and it's not following what you would expect would be a structure of a sleep podcast. You know, chimes, tones, someone talking like this and saying, okay, follow along with my voice and I will take you to a place, a postmodern place, a world of tongue twisters, a world of of Bacon siblings and Bridges siblings, but not Jeff. Jeff could be there. It may be great if Jeff was part of the band, but only Bo has two Bs, you know. I mean, what if, I think this might have been the intro. They could start their own, the Bridges Brothers Band, like a battle of the bands. Oh, there you go. Battle of the bands. There's your tongue twister. Bridges Brothers Band. That's pretty hard to say. Bacon Brothers Band's easy. Bridges Brothers brand. They could have their own denim brand or bologna brand. Bridges Brothers bologna brand. Banana brand. There you go. Minions 5. How about any chance we could get this in Minions 5? Could this be the official? Could we work on the official tongue twister of Minions 5? I mean, come on. All right. So this is different. So it does defy expectations in a way that doesn't make any sense. You say, this is not what I expected. But if you give it a few tries, for the people it works for, they say, this isn't what I expected, but this is what I needed. This is what I've been looking for my whole life. Just a friend to talk to me. No pressure to fall asleep. So just give it a few tries and see how it goes. The other thing that really throws people off that I explain every intro, just to soothe you, and so you know there's options, but also gives it some predictability, is the structure of the show. Show starts off with a greeting. Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So you feel seen and welcomed in. Then it has sponsor support, so paying for it is optional. If you don't like the sponsor support, you can either pay directly for the podcast or support the podcast through the referral program and get the ad-free stuff just by referring people. Then there's a long, meandering intro. The intro is not designed to put you to sleep, and it's not a part of the support of the show. It's a long, meandering intro meant to ease you into bedtime and explore random things like official tongue twisters and stuff. This is open. I mean, you could be think about it. You could be the first, if you have a budget, though. No offense, but I'm looking for bands with budgets. You're the first official artist with a tongue twister. Or the first artist with Swifties. Come on. That could be the perfect partnership. Taylor's, we could have two different ones because we'd have Taylor's, a Taylor tongue twister and a Swift's tongue twister. Official, though. It'd be great. I would wear those bracelets. It'd take a pretty long bracelet if we had a tongue twister on it, but, I could do it. I'd be more than happy to. But I don't have time in this intro to start brainstorming them. What if Taylor brought out, though, the Bridges Brothers Band and the Bacon Brothers Band for one show? And everybody be like, who are those guys? No offense, because I'm irrelevant too. So Not saying you guys are irrelevant. I'm just saying you're not currently relevant to all Swifties, which would be the same case for me. So don't take it personal. So, okay, so I should just keep moving on. So the intro, it goes on and on and on. It doesn't put most listeners to sleep because they're listening as they're getting ready for bed or getting in bed, getting comfortable, or winding down. The intro is a part of a wind down. Even if you're in bed, it's just what's been shown to work. What's worked for me is having something to ease you into bedtime. Again, there's no pressure to fall asleep. That's the intro is a part of that. While there is a small percentage of people that fall asleep during the intro and a percentage of people, you could skip the intro, start the show 20, 30 minutes. If you support on Sleep With Me Plus, you could listen to just stories or just intros. But like at first, just like go with it. Maybe do something chill or start listening as you're getting ready for bed. Then you could be brushing your teeth saying Bacon Brothers, Bridges Brothers, like that's perfect. If you got a toothbrush in your mouth, what better time than to just laugh at tongue twisters? Okay, so that's the intro. Then there's support again between the intro and the story. Then tonight will be our coverage of the Guild. And then there's thank yous at the end. So it's a structure show. It's why I make the show. I'm really glad you're here. I work really hard and I yearn and I strive. I really hope I can help you fall asleep. Thanks again for coming by. And here's a couple of ways we're able to do it for you for free twice a week. Sleep With Me is brought to you by Progressive, where customers who save by switching their home and car save nearly $800 on average. Quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $793 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2021 and May 2022. Potential savings will vary. Everybody, this is Scoots here. This is our second episode of coverage of the web series, The Guild. So I'll be watching the last few episodes from season 1 and part of all of season 2. I don't know. Okay, so when we left off, it was episode episode 6, and Codex had answered the door. And Zabu's mom had come to the front door and said, well, hello, Codex. I would like to speak with my son. Now, remember, this is a sleepy version, right? And Codex said, whosoever shall you be? And she said, my word, where is my son? It was very Shakespearean. And let me get the closed captions turned on. So it starts off as every episode does. Codex is talking to the camera. She has some peas on her head, peas like frozen peas, because she said that conversation with Zabu's mother. Zabu, I was just watching the show. So one of those was Zabu, that I have trouble saying. So. But she said, yeah, that was intense talking to him, his mother. And Zabu's in the bathroom, and his mom's speaking to him with a raised voice through the bathroom door. All night they've been doing that. But now it's quiet. Maybe they're both gone. Great news. Her bed is a little bit more made than normal. She's just came back. She went to check. She has a look on her face, very funny. And... no resolution. Then we have the opening sequence. The theme music changes, it plays. I said changes because I was just watching season 2. And okay, now we're back to Codex. She has her door closed. Tink is babysitting Clara's kids, and that she doesn't have mothering instincts. And Vork is eating breakfast, and then Codex smells something. She goes into her kitchen, and Zabu's mother's making blintzes. She says she kind of apologizes, but not really. She says, yeah, I was very surprised. she goes, my son's wasn't home, and I couldn't find him, and then I tracked him here. And, I really believe in spending quality time with my son. Very good acting. She's very, she goes, so you both leaving soon? And she says, I finally convinced him your homely charm. Don't worry, he's packing. And she goes, Zabu came here by himself. She goes, Zabu? What, is that your pet name for him? And she goes, don't you know we play an online game together? That's his name. And then she hands her blintzes over, and she says, I'll go say goodbye. She goes back to her room, checks in, drama. Blade's posted a video on the forums, PR disaster, and our characters no longer are animated without clothing, not in alignment with our character thing. Zabu sits down, look what Blade's posted, and he's like nonplussed, I'd say. He's making his typical Zabu jokes. I guess this is goodbye. Well, thanks for visiting, and I'll talk to you on the screen, back where it's better for us to communicate. Go, okay, logging off. But then he stands on her bed, and then Tink is called to change some diapers, which is not really her thing. And diaper change? No way. I wasn't supposed to change any diapers. Blade's video is going to get us Nights of Good Love edition is plastered everywhere. And that episode comes to a close. And again, make sure, if you're watching these, check the, make sure they're appropriate for you, because this is kind of for, not for little kids, I'd say. Okay, we're back next episode. That's the tipping point, episode 8. And different stuff on Kodak's bed. There's a big dog, like stuffed dog. She talks about Zabu and his mom. She talks about her ninja moves. My shirt's on backwards. So this is like funny. And she talks about being bold, taking control, and making it positive out of a negative, someone else's negative. And then the episode opens, and saying season 2 the changes. Okay, then we have Codex and Zabu talking about you got to take better care of yourself, practice self-care. He says, I got to go. I don't want to go with my mom. Your mom loves you, maybe too much. You got to go home. And he says, Codex, I can't drive. My mom's drove me to college every day for 4 years. And, every time I try to grow up, she's not ready for it. And the only place I can be myself is online. So important point, last week, she started reading Internet for Dummies. If she finishes that book, we'll have nothing left. And everybody was listening to that, the whole squad. So everybody heard that. Sorry, I left the mic open. Clara, when are you gonna come get your kids? And she says, yeah, well, I was, like doing some exercise classes. Come and get them now. She turns the fan on. Then Blades logs in. Hi, hey, ha, ha, ha. I gotta say, meeting you in person was inspiring. Take that video down before you get us banned. And Blades says, well, I'm going to give away the guild bank to newbies. And what do you say? Vork says, we're doomed. We're going to work this out, Codex says. We can beat a 10-team opponent when we work together. And then Zabu has an idea to get the video down. We just got to get past my mom. And he says, help me. You're my only hope. Just like Obi-Wan, he calls her Codex One. Meet us at Cheesy Beards in an hour. More pancakes. and get Blades there. And Vork's like, I'm not planning on that. Zabu's mom says, attend to me. They go out the window with the blintzes. The episode ends. And what do we got here? We're going through all the supporters. And then episode 9 starts. One problem with our escape plan, Kodak says, you can't go out my window. It doesn't open all the way. So that was inconvenient. So we opened a heating vent, went through the crawl space. No, we went out the back door. I'm kidding. Why? I don't know why. But I couldn't let Blades ruin everything. That's all I have. And then she's like, I can't believe I just said that. Really good faces Felicia Day or Codex makes. So then we have the opening and the guild. Okay, we go to Cheesy Beards. It starts with Clara and Vork sitting at a table. I'm not exactly sure what Vork's brought. Somebody comes by, puts water down. Oh, he takes orange soda out of his vest. He asks for an empty cup. All this walking around, I forgot to carry all my things. Then Tink returns the children. She's wearing oven mitts to carry the kids. Never again. What did you have fun with Auntie Tink? Mom's having lunch, so we'll go play around the restaurant. Tink's on her DS. Tons of newspapers. They say, okay, Zabu's has a plan. He's got a lot of newspapers. Blades comes in, and she says, sit down. We have a proposal. And I say, Tink, how'd you get him to come over there? And she says, well, I made him promises we don't have to keep. And she says, okay, anyway, let's get to the point. We want our money back. Negotiations aside, we're offering you a chance to apologize, Vork says, and take down the video, give the money back to the guild. Well, we thought you'd say that, so Zabu and I drove around and got every copy of this, which is like his child modeling, a picture of him child modeling, and he's kind of working for like a Hickory Dickory Farms type place. So, yeah, I cried in Codex's bathroom, so I owed her one. Zabu says, auto search. He has auto search set up on everyone he meets in reality. So that's how he recognized you. And I kind of know everything. So he knew your modeling alias, Finn Smulders. What kind of name is Finn Smulders? My mom made me go to pay for college, going to modeling. Then they find his headshots, which are pretty funny, and not very tough. We could all send these to your school newspaper, and what'll it be? And he says, he starts to cry almost. Fine, you guys win. I'll send the bank back to Vork. And I can't believe you noobs got me. Great. Grats, he says. And Codex is very happy. I think I'm going to be, I got tummy tum. I don't know. I thought this was like, no one else feels good about it. We saved the guild, though, she says. And Tink just beat Mario. You're right, Codex. Yeah, it's too bad we had to hurt his feelings, but we can still make our 2 p.m. raid. Then Zabu's mother shows up, and he thought he had got rid of his tracking software. She goes, no, Zabu. We just, got past Blades. Now we have to help Zabu beat the scariest boss of all time, his mother. And that episode closes with, I assume, the season finale, this first season finale, which will be, boss level or something. Okay, Codex is having Pudding Cup, episode 10, big boss battle, dance off or whatever. she's having a pudding cup. I never really felt control of my life. That's why I like video games. So much easier to measure life in experience points. When I went to Cheesy Beards and saw, I had this surge of confidence and I could take on something bigger and tougher than anything I ever had before because I had the Gilda's back up. Pretty cool. And this is really good pudding. So pretty cool, like, because she has the Gilda's back up. Okay, then we get the music again, opening the Guild, and we zoom on his mom. Yeah, there's no way I can't stand up till my mom. She is a formidable opponent. This could be a group building exercise, Work says. Okay, what do we got? Well, she's talking and tough. Potion's ready. Let me make the pull. I don't know what that is. She called me homely. And they say, okay, we'll defend you. So they head out. They stand in as a team against her in front of her. And she says, I missed 3 Pilates classes because it's escapade of yours. Let's get in the car. She says, Mrs. Goldberg, Zabu has something to say to you. Can't you see? She says to her son, I don't know if you should, she breathes smoke out her nose when he stands up to her, fire in the eyes, Madam, Zabu is on record that he doesn't wish to go home. I can notarize a statement in writing. I have my own seal. I'm a notary republic. Sorry, this is family business. Your bald authority means nothing to me. And they say, okay. She goes, I like your dress. Clara says, I like your dress. How many unemployed people are you using, son? Listen, your son doesn't want to live with you anymore. I mean, my kids are pretty independent. And if you love him, just listen. I'm out of mana. But they say, good job, Clara. Then Codex says, yeah, he just wants to live his own life. You're stealing my son. She makes she comments on some of her dressing. Get off our healer. And she says, okay, son, I'm just trying to be the best mother I can. This isn't the first time this has happened, and I have had to get you out of trouble. Wait, what? Come home with me, please. She tries to thing, and Zabu's losing it. Please, please, please. Then she uses the electric slide. And then Kodak says, no, Zabu, you have to make your own decisions. She's my mommy. It's his mind. Vork, you got to do something. Tears. And then Blades pops up and says, Zabu's mom, chill. I could replace Zabu as your son. She goes, thanks, but no thanks. I don't want another son. Clearly. My son, your son needs his own space. So they stun her, heal him up, Codex. Zabu, you could tell her. We're here for you. He says, Mom, I'm tired of you treating me like a little kid. I'm an adult, and I want to be able to do whatever I want, okay? So I love you. And, okay? I'm not going home. And she says, I'm going to rest. This is a little bit unexpected, but that's a fake. And she goes, don't bother changing your mind. I'm going to make your room into a sewing room. Goodbye. And she goes off, socially maladjusted. No way. And then Zabu says, just a second. Mom, how about a goodbye hug? And she says, no, thank you. Then we fade out. We fade back in. She's driving off. Is she gone? But there could be a respawn timer. Clara, where are your kids? Oh, yeah, right. Good question. And, hey, thanks for coming out. Thanks for popping up, Blades. Sorry about my attitude. I took my modeling stress out on you guys. Well, you fought well for the guild. Too bad she didn't drop any loot. Well, I'm the loot, like the jewel of the Nile, Zabu says. And that episode comes to a close. Let's just see what happens with autoplay here. Nothing. So we'll go. That's the end of season 1. But don't worry, season 2 is right here. Okay, so season 2 opens with Codex talking, and her and Zabu are doing laundry. She's definitely in a different place. Zabu's still here, which came in handy because we have to move out. Turns out his mom is in real estate, so I have to move no matter what. So been a great weekend, packing up my stuff, and he has nowhere to go. He's got no money, and we need him for raid DPS. I don't know what that means, but worst loot ever. So call right back. Improved opening, really improved, actually. Like seeing it back to back, the animation's great. I mean, not that the other animation was bad. It's just, like I know from bootstrapping it. Episode 1, Link the Loot. Okay, Clara's telling her kids a bedtime story or reading while she's playing the game and mixing it together. So a little bit of sleep with me. Cluck. Okay, get your character. Come on, we got to get to work here. Let's heal that spot, healing us all. Zabu, you're supposed to be playing in the kitchen. I can't. I'm cooking brisket in there. Well, I can't focus on there. Okay, well, we gotta work together as a team. Our performance is down, and I got 72% of in the air fryer of tater tots. Okay, Blades takes care of it. So they take it, and then they say, "Wait a second, that's they like go back and forth, giving each other a hard time. Here's the loot. Holy guacamole! They can't believe it's an orb of something, and everybody wants it. Now this is interesting. Starts a new quest line." And like if you have the orb, you can change your hairstyle and hair color anytime you want. Only a 3% drop rate. Okay, who wants it? Like start bidding. So most people don't have any. I think it's between Tink and Clara. They're the only ones with gold available. And then just this Codex says, dude, you got to get online and find a job and a place to live. And he goes, what about the couch? And then orb of a Narv or something. Okay, pink ponytails first. Clara's like, okay, let me see how much I have. Then we meet her husband for the first time with the kids. Hey, we got to pack your car. We're getting ready to go to Vermont. Come on, we're leaving tomorrow. So your sister's getting married, remember? Oh, yeah, the wedding, right? Okay, whatever. Can't you pack everything? And get the, toys. Clara's like, I want it. Tink's like, I want it. The orb. The taters are not in good shape. Vork's looking at those. A lot more lighting and stuff like that. And so then there's this funny moment. It takes place at 3:57 or so. It's like... So they start talking about a T1 line, and Zabu says, I could get a T1 line installed here, and which is very fast. It's funny because I just got new internet, and it's like about half as fast as a T1 line if you're plugged directly in, which actually is helpful for uploading stuff. She says, wait, a T1 line? And then Vork's like, where are the bids? 30 seconds, and I mean it. This is serious. Clara's like, I'm trying to find where my points are. Blue posted. Then her husband's like, hey, honey, you want me to help you find it? He goes to open the gate, and he lets the kids into her room for the first time. They run to her mom. And then, mommy. And then it's just like this really funny sequence. Meanwhile, Codex and Zabu are talking romantically about fiber optic cables, 1.54 megabits a second, so fast. While Clara's kids are messing up her computer stuff and unplugging stuff. 99.8% uptime. We can download every unicorn movie made in approximately 2.8 minutes, maybe 2.6. Clara loses her internet at the same time as Zabu and Codex seem to be about to kiss, enthralled in their discussions of T1 lines. Like pretty close, and that's when we get cut back. There's this Robert Frost poem I learned in college, something about two roads and, I don't know, bad analogy. Anywhere there's a moment where Zabu was about to kiss me, and I totally froze because I knew what could happen next. It could be not a great idea. Choose your own adventure books I was never good at. I always picked the not good endings. So stressful. Exactly like that, but kissing. I need to look up that poem again. That's all Codex. So that's the start of episode 2. So they're going in for a kissy poo almost. Zero latency. And Clara's trying to get plugged back in. But Tink won the orb. She outbid everybody because everybody else was distracted. And Clara's not happy with her husband and the kids. Mom needs a moment. And Zabu's like, wait a second, I thought we were about to kiss or something. Nope, Tink was awarded the highest bidder. It's the rules, paragraph 24, section something. And Zabu tries to put RAM in his pants, 8 gigs of RAM in his pants. Thought the T1 line was romantic, but it's not. Talks about being buffed. And Codex says, let me try to explain this to you in a way you might understand. Like, this is it. You're a new character. You're alone for the first time in your life, living off of me. It's not cool. You need to be an independent man, major leveling up. So, head off, man. And he says, okay, you think I'm going to start? Okay. I'm a starting character. And then everybody's talking about, Clara's like, I can't believe I couldn't win that thing. I had to deal with my family. We followed guild procedures. Tink says, relax. And Blades is complimenting Tink. I thought Clara was a frost mage. The orb is bound to Tink's character. Okay, well, it's fine. I'll deal with my family. Codex, your quest is accepted. Zabu says, I'm going to level myself up and earn your love. And she goes, you're leaving? He goes, yeah, don't get me wrong. But, yeah, it's a long quest. So goodbye, my love. I will return. She goes, wait a second. I'm not stopping you. It's just that, where are you going to go exactly? And he goes, yeah, I'll find someplace with dial-up. She goes, dial-up? You can't do that. And my mom canceled my credit cards, so I can't do that. Zabu can't go somewhere where there's dial-up. Everybody tell him. He says, I have to step forth and blossom, so I can't be bothered by guild drama. Oh, no, that's what Vork says. Vork's mining gold, and as a freelancer for somebody else. Okay, so I got to get to work. I need to make that money because I spent much money at Cheesy Beards. And then she says, Zabu's got tons of gold. He's really good at gold things. He needs a mentor of work. He says, my ketchup keg is expired. Problem solved. You need a roommate. And Zabu needs, a mentor. So then we go back. Vork and Zabu rooming together is perfect. This is Codex talking to the camera. Okay, Vork wasn't sure at first, but he finally came around after he got a screenshot of Zabu's Game Bank of 2 reference letters from Blades and Clara and some sort of, checking his score. Perfect. They have the same interests or interest, and getting Zabu out of my apartment priceless. I'm alone. I could run around the house outside of my robe. So she does that. 17 seconds, personal best. Makes a funny face. We get to opening sequence. And I like this team up. I think it's really well done of Zabu and Vork. It's just funny. I mean, it kind of seems like it's going to go one way, but it kind of goes the another way. So first they're looking for Vork's place, and he's trying to, he's like always about, his place is not super clean on the outside, but that must have been by design. So they knock on the door. He says, before you could come in, you got to sign all these paperwork. He has an Oxford shirt on, and Zabu's changed clothes for the first time. NDA to enter a house. Vork says I do require everyone to sign it hypothetically. And Zabu loves it. He says, great, I'm already blossoming. Let's come inside. He goes, usually I don't have visitors. My grandfather used to live here. And Zabu's already getting comfortable. We can hang out. Is this the room we're going to hang out in? He always says yes, I guess, because, so it's funny. So then they walk through the living room, and Vork says, this is my bedroom. If you enter it, you're not welcome there, so don't ever come in my room. This is the bathroom, parametered, he says. They said, this would have been your bedroom if there was an architect, but he goes, that's not objectionable, so let me show you. He goes, that's a room filled with functional items people throw away every day. Rent's due on the 15th, 300 pieces of gold transferred to my character, 400 pieces of ore for a deposit, 200 non-refundable. Why is there ice in your fridge? Ice is cheaper than electricity, he says, because I'm a non-paid professional guild master, but got to keep it thin. But Zabu's like, I'm cool with this. He goes, you'll be living with the birds. So he has quite a bird collection. And he also has like a children's daybed for Zabu to sleep in. These aren't pigeons, these are squab. Glad for you to meet them. And Zabu's totally comfortable. He lies down in his children's daybed and gets comfortable. And he goes, well, how do you get online, though? Then they go out back. There's something called Daddy's Doghouse, which is like a shed. Technically belongs to the house behind us. But I moved it back 3 inches. Now it's completely on my property. My fence every couple months. So excellent Wi-Fi connection next door. So that's like where he's been playing from. Zabu, you owe me 300 gold pieces. Yes, can do. But then Kodak says, you're like a puppy. I'm not sure I can leave you in this new home. And he goes, oh, you're really concerned, huh? And he goes, did it work already? And she goes, no, that's not what I mean. And he goes, we have a 2 p.m. Venture. Make sure you give him food and water twice a day. And he says, Codex, you're still my primary quest line. And he says, all right, let's do this. But then he's also like searching like, hey, howtobecharming.com. Codex runs back into her place to make sure the 2 p.m. appointment. She runs up the stairs and she bumps into her neighbor. And he like is first it looks like he like had to tie his shoe. But we see that's the end of that episode. So that's the end of episode 3, quest accepted. Then we go to episode 4, heroic encounter. And she talks about in-game adventures. It's not a form of sublimation. Rent check. No, I'll take everything on. She goes, theoretically, I'm a vegetarian. I'm strict. She goes, so like when I saw this guy needing help tying his shoes, first I didn't want to help, but part of me did. Like I just, like I was cool. And then she does a thing from Kids in the Hall, like where you put like your fingers over your eye. Okay, then it opens, and we have the guild. Watch the guild. She sees him with his shoe untied. She says, "Are you all right? Do you need some help tying your shoe?" And he like ties his shoe without his hands. And she goes, "How'd you do that?" He goes, "Oh, I'm playing a role tomorrow. Wade away, apartment 20, stunt guy, cool." He goes, "Yeah, I can do stuff like that." He goes, like extreme walking and stuff. She goes, "I'm Codex. I mean, Sid Sherman, 16. Right, you just moved in with your hubby." No, that's not my hubby. Temporary roommate situation. Well, he said you were the Shermans and flatware patterns in the registry. And she goes, "That was just a joke. He's not here anymore. He's just a friend. Just a friend, by the way. Misconceptions." He goes, "That's cute." She goes, "I don't know how to respond to that." And she goes, "I'm sorry, I got to go. I'm late for an online appointment. Sorry, I got to go." She's a little speechless. And he goes, "See you around, Red." And then he does like this action move, which is very cool. She waves with her fingers, and it's like, holy cow, I'm late for this 2 p.m. action. See her new room. Same bedspread, though. Bed laid out in different direction. Zabu's talking about his strategies. Please don't disturb my Excel loot tables. And Tink is not happy about the orb because she needs to do a lot of farming to make it work. And then she kind of realizes something. First, she is like, "Oh, I'm not dating my boyfriend anymore." And then Codex is like, "Okay, you need to have a quick talk." Claire's family heads to a wedding without her, and she busts out a beer. So then we separate the guild. So it's Blades, Vork, and Zabu talking, and it's very Zoom-like, actually. And Codex talks about the stunt guy, and they say, "Okay, well, they're actually being supportive." She goes, "I've never, like he has muscle tone." She goes, "So it's kind of unusual." And they say, "Okay, well, interesting. What do you think is going to happen?" And she goes, "Well, he needed help tying his shoes, and then he tied his shoes without using his hands." And they say, "Holy cow." Then Vork and Zabu's like, "What do I need to do to get people to like me?" And Vork doesn't want to talk about it. Blade says, you give people a hard time. That's how you get people to like me." And I say, "Okay, well, I have like Lynx hearts and I have other components I could give away." And Zabu says, "That's not working for me." And Vork says, this isn't like a long-term thing. And it's not going to work. So it's kind of like these two, like Blades, I think, decides he has a crush on Tink and he's going to get her to like him. And Zabu's still trying to get Codex to like him. But then also Codex is like confused about this stunt guy, Wade, right? And Kalara's like, "I told my husband to go like to the wedding because I didn't want to go. I made up a lie actually about something. So my husband would have to take the kids because they're flower girls." And you skipped your sister's wedding? Like, lie and good things will happen. And they say, okay, let's get back to the game. Mommy needs an orb. Okay, no, we're doing 2 to 4. We're doing action as a team. So then she opens up another computer so she can do her farming. Then Blades offers Tink help with her farming. He goes, oh, yeah, I could totally help you. She goes, okay, great. That'd be terrific. And she's kind of faking nice. Then something else pops up. What if Vork just said right in the middle of the guild hall? Oh, it was Clara. She faked him out so that they couldn't go on their thing. Season 3 coming August 2009. All right, I think we got time for one more here. So this is Watch the Guild, Night's Good. Okay. So then Codex is like, yeah, I'm not really handy flirting, right? And I'm not really I'm just not good at it. I'm like kind of like Scoots. And she goes, after getting used to Zabu's bolder statements of interest, I couldn't tell the read on the stunt guy anyway. Were we flirting or were we just, friend? Like, I don't know. She makes a face. The opening starts, and we see all the characters, and watchtheguild.com, and of course the music. Then, of course, Vork's making food in multiple food making machines. Zabu's working out without a shirt on, embracing the tiger within, and kind of talking about masculinity into the mirror. He's using giant mustard containers to work out with. And he goes, yeah, I'm learning on the internet what it means to be tough. He's got gloves on. Number 1, buff it up. That's the number 1 advice on the internet. Get muscular. And also, I know she used to play like He-Man, with, so he's like, I'm trying to become a He-Man. He can't even hold on to the mustard, though. And he goes, this is really awesome, working out. And he goes, Vork goes, as a reminder, this morning, he goes, so you need to start showering at the gym, not in my residence. And he says, 10-4, goes, but we're having the time of our lives. 300 gold. Vork gets taken out, so they can't get out, go on any missions because Clara's trying to, she's partying home alone. Teaser for Tots knows my schedule and is always waiting for me. So, using a NASA simulation program to figure this out, and Zabu's talking about archery or golf, some kind of, let's get sporting together. You and I, Vork, is chest bump. And he goes, please don't chest bump me. Then we cut back to Clara. She is, this is, Codex is playing violin, or she's, getting ready to, and she's trying to play the game. 200 mushrooms for my orb quest. Tink needs her homework done. So she's having Blaze do her homework. But she seems to be just, Blades is doing your homework? Yeah. But I'll send my best wishes e-card maybe. Can't make him do stuff for you. She says, you're the one to talk. You got Zabu to move in with Vork. She goes, yeah, I had to. She goes, yeah, but you made him think that you might like him. She goes, it's different. And she goes, come on, do you need to take a biology test? So that's all she talks about. Tink kind of lays out her philosophy of life. And she goes, are you for real? Yeah, I'm for real. And the stuntman's home, he drives a motorcycle. Okay. Like, let me know the whole log, everything. Get out there. She goes, we're in the middle of clearing this orchomythig. 2 heads. She says, Kodak, go in there. It's more important. She goes, yeah, I guess there's no downside other than tears for a rainy day. So she takes her violin with her. Oh, and she opens her door, and so she's faking violin playing as he walks by. But he's like still in, it's pretty funny. He's in wardrobe still for a movie. So she's like, what's with that wardrobe? He goes, this is wardrobe for a movie where I'm in an action movie. So it's action wardrobe. She goes, are those, what are those? She goes, are those pants or shorts? He goes, neither. And she goes, are those board shorts? Those are longer than board shorts. So they kind of have a disagreement over whether he's wearing pants or shorts or long shorts or short pants. And she goes, I'm not comfortable with like things that aren't pants and aren't shorts. He goes, well, it's wardrobe. And then they start talking about the online game. He's like, online gaming? Oh, you're kidding, right? That's not really a thing. You wouldn't play an online game. You know, that's for people like in The Simpsons, like... And he goes, maybe my roommate does have a gaming console, though. So maybe you could check it out. But she's still like, I can't get over these pants shorts you have. And he goes, go ahead, touch the cuffs. Why don't you measure and see how long they are? And she goes, this is just not my thing. And she goes, this is giving me a tummy tum-tum. I'm trying to figure out whether you're wearing pants or shorts. And so she gets a tummy tum-tum, and the episode actually comes to a close with that. And I think that's where we'll close as well, right in the middle of the season there. We'll be back with more season 2 and season 3 soon. Good night, everybody. All right, I want to thank everybody for the show on Sleep With Me Plus recently. Sandra, Corey, and Catherine, thank you. Thanks, and good night. Jessica, Caitlin, and Juliet, thank you. Thanks, and good night. Josh, Matt, and Kristen, thank you. Thanks, and good night. Penny, Ben, and Mark, thank you. Thanks, and good night. Caitlin, Ann, Michelle, and Thomas, thank you. Thanks, and good night. Elizabeth, June, and Laura, thank you. Thanks, and good night. Alistair, Rebecca, and Devin, thank you. Thanks, and good night. Jennifer, Gabrielle, and Danielle, thank you. Thanks, and good night. Thomas, Vivian, and Dominic, thanks, and good night. Siobhan, Jenna, and Joaquin, thank you. Thanks, and good night. Thanks everybody who supports the show directly. Couldn't do without all of you. Really appreciate the support. And you can support the show directly on Sleep With Me Plus, on Apple Podcasts, support our sponsors, or support the show for free by spreading the word about the podcast. Thanks and good night. All right, everybody, this is Scoots here. It's time to talk about Helix Sleep. It's time for you to get a new mattress. It's time for you to take the quiz at helixsleep.com/sleep and to finally get a mattress that's designed for you and the way you sleep. And I don't know if you knew this, but Helix supports military, first responders, teachers, and students by giving them a special discount on site. Unlike a lot of mattress companies out there, Helix owns its own manufacturing facility, so each and every Helix mattress is made by a team of skilled manufacturers and shipped directly from their facility to your door. And you should never have to compromise on comfort. Helix has mattresses with cooling technology that helps regulate your body temperature, whatever the season. Because I don't know if there's anything worse than going to a mattress store, laying down on a mattress hundreds of people tried before you, while that overeager sales associate asks you a bunch of questions, paces back and forth. Definitely nothing worse than that. But you can order a Helix mattress online and receive easy no-contact delivery. And you don't have to be nervous about buying it online because the Helix quiz takes into account your individual sleep preferences to match you or you and your partner to the perfect mattress. And if you don't want to take my word for it, Helix has over 12,000 five-star reviews. By supporting Helix, you're supporting Sleep With Me and your sleep, and then you get a great new mattress to sleep on, too. So go purchase your Helix and thank me later for your best night's sleep. And Helix knows everyone's unique. They even have plus-size mattresses for big and tall sleepers and ones for little ones. Kids' mattresses specifically designed with them in mind, designed for children 3 to 12 years old, awarded the best mattress winner by Parents Magazine. And you know, you've heard me talk about my Helix Dusk Lux. I took the quiz. I sleep on my side. I sleep on my stomach. I sleep hot, so I love having those cooling features. And I've been away from my mattress for 3 weeks. I don't even know how many different beds I slept on over the past 3 weeks. So glad to be home. And get a good night's sleep in my Helix Dusk Lux. So you take the quiz, find out which mattress you get matched with, and let me know about it. Plus, Helix is offering up to 30% off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners. Go to helixsleep.com/sleep. That's helixsleep.com/sleep. This is the best offer yet, and it won't last long. With Helix, better sleep starts now. Thanks, everybody.